Time to get buzzed. Howard Bender, a.k.a. Roto Buzz Guy, is here to help you get through Thursday on Getting Buzzed. And now, please welcome to the virtual stage, Mr. Howard Bender.
Yeah, what is going on, everybody? Welcome in. Thanks for joining me here at Getting Buzzed. I am Howard Bender, also known as the Roto Buzz Guy. And oh, baby, I'm in a mood today, people. I am in a mood today. I mean, aside from the fact that my special guest today, you guys know Jen Piacenti. She was working with us over at Fantasy Alarm. And Jen's going to be joining us for not only some musical shenanigans, but then we're going to talk some serious stuff, right? We'll get down to some MLB bets, some NFL bets, fun stuff like that. But oh man, I mean, I'm all charged up here. Let me bring him in here. Adam Bernard, everybody, bring him in. Come on now, dude. How are you? Look, I love how you put yourself on the big screen and me on the little screen right now. That's the no, dude. I was gonna say you're the center of
transitional
attention.
thing, but you know.
You're a center of attention. Come on, you should be. You should be.
No. It's the Roto Buzz Guy show. I'm with you on it, but it's the Roto Buzz Guy show. I'm just here to make you look good and push all the right buttons.
Well, you always push the right buttons for me, baby.
Ooh.
You know it, baby. You know it. Listen, I have to share this with somebody because I haven't had a chance to like really celebrate it. It got announced last night on the Women of Fantasy Football podcast that they were doing. But dude, for the first time ever, I won a raffle.
Wow.
I won a raffle. I never win a raffle. Thank you very much. I'll overpay for tickets and I'll end up with 100 tickets and everybody else has like 2 and I still always lose. Last night, Women of Fantasy Football picked my name. Boop. Signed Justin Jefferson jersey, dude.
Ooh, Jay Jettis. That's a nice one. That's not like an autographed Bubby Brister jersey. That's going to have some value one day.
Ooh, autographed Bubby Brister jersey. Now you're speaking my language. For me, listen, I'd love it. Yeah, Justin Jefferson, potential Hall of Fame player in the future. But you know what it is for me, Adam? Look at the baby blues. You see the baby blues?
See, I got beautiful browns, so.
You did chocolate thunder right there. But the baby blues look so good in purple. So good in purple. Not real. I'm not wearing that thing. Come on.
But that's a nice frameable, put it on the wall, or, if you know a Viking fan friend and you need a gift one day, that's a nice way to go.
Oh, no. That's going up on the wall there. Once baseball season ends, I'll lose that Yankee Stadium photo and I'll hang like the Justin Jefferson jersey over there or something like that.
I mean, maybe nobody told you, but it's already over in the Bronx, so you could probably take that down now if you wanted,
Yeah, I don't want to hear that kind of an attitude, buddy. I don't want to hear that kind of an attitude out of you. What the heck is wrong with you? Man, have you ever won a raffle?
No, I haven't actually. Now, come to think of it, I'm not a big raffle person because I know I'm probably not going to win. So I really only throw like my tickets into a thing I really want. Like when I saw Pearl Jam in St. Louis at like a pre-show party, they had like a really cool 8x10 from like a show I had went to at the Garden a few years before that, didn't win, like stuff like that. But like, I'm not a big raffle guy because I know I'm not going to win. It's just, I don't have that luck.
Well, that kind of a defeatist attitude has no business being right here.
Well, all right, fine. All right. I mean, if I'm going to get reprimanded on the air, then what am I going to do? So apparently your name was on the wheel everywhere. So, maybe you stacked the deck a little bit? Or?
I had to stack the deck a little bit. I told you, man, I had to do it. I had to put in, some good numbers there so that I could get it. Listen, but see, that's the thing is that I've done that before. I told you I've done that before and still nothing at all. So I felt blessed. Thank you so much.
Well, congratulations. That's a nice one. That really is a nice win right there. And that's going to look pretty in that. But it's going to look a lot. I mean, listen, the old Yankee Stadium is a nice shot, but I'll look at the Jay Jettis jersey a little more fondly than the Yankee Stadium photo right now.
At this point in time, as will I. See everybody over there in the chat. Thank you so much for joining in. Fatty McFats is here. Britt Flynn's here. Angie Hatfield, who actually broke the news to me yesterday. That I won. So I was super psyched about that. So good things. Well, all good things also have some bad things. And well, we all know that when you want to talk about bad, you talk about the news headlines. So let's kind of get things started here today on the episode with what's going on in the top news. There are my headlines. Look at that. Look at how handsome I look on the calendar. Oh, baby. We're going to start it off here with a story that's actually really kind of bumming me out. And, listen, the Michael Oher story here, The Blindside. You remember that movie? That movie was so good. It was so great. Sandra Bullock, she's a national treasure. Is that Tim McGraw? Yeah, he was so good. Even the little kid who played SJ, super adorable. They're ruining the movie for me now. Like, y'all are ruining it. Apparently now there's big discussion going on here that the Tuohys never adopted him. It was all about conservatorship, and suddenly there's accusations that money and revenue coming from the movie didn't fall into Michael Oher's lap. Listen, I don't know anything about adoption or conservatorship or anything like that. What I was told or what I read was that because he was actually over the age of 18, that conservatorship was the way to go, as opposed to the actual legal adoption. Because while yes, you can adopt somebody older than 18, there are certain things that were going along with it, especially with the NCAA and how them taking him in and whatnot could be. Oh, no, Michael Oher blindsided by the family. I don't know if he was blindsided by the family. He was brought in. They gave him the home. Everything worked out beautifully. But in order to make sure that everything that they did for him was not construed as a booster gift, because apparently the father played basketball for Ole Miss or whatever. Either way, the whole mess that's happening right now, it's just bumming me out. I don't know the details between how much money changed hands or anything like that, but something tells me that when Michael Oher comes to the family and says, "I won't go public with this for $15 million," well, something's up there. I mean, why are we talking about this right now? How in the world? The movie was way past, right? We're not worried about the big release. It's been out for I don't even know how long. So why is this all of a sudden coming in now? Why is this coming to light? Either way, it's really bummed me out. It's to the point where, if I see this movie on cable, if I see it on TV, I'm going to have to click it off. I can't do it. And it makes me sad because it was just such a heartwarming, entertaining story. I hope it works out. I hope everybody gets what they want. I hope that this kind of just squashes things and they work it out. But right now it sounds like it's going to be some ugliness in the courtroom. And yeah, so if you haven't seen The Blind Side, the movie yet, don't bother now, because that movie makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside, all filled with hopes and dreams and lollipops, rainbows and sunshine. And now somebody just took a huge dump on it, and that's no good. Speaking of people taking a huge dump on something, how come nobody's talking about the Women's World Cup right now? What's going on? The U.S. gets knocked out. We hear that Megan Rapinoe and some other girl from the team got into a fight because Rapinoe, I don't know, wasn't as contrite or upset that she, that her penalty kick didn't go. Whatever the case may be, we went from like the highest of the highs with the World Cup and running around and celebrating it. We were doing stuff over at Fantasy Alarm for DFS, and since the U.S. got knocked out, I haven't heard word one about the World Cup. I actually had to look up and see if it was even still going on. I was curious as to whether or not anybody won. That's exactly right there on the screen. New phone, who dis? I don't know, because it's wiped out, and I think that's a huge problem. That's a huge problem. So listen, to me in general, I'm just not a soccer guy. I'm not a soccer guy. But does anybody want to tell us why it's not getting more press right now? Just because the U.S. women aren't in it, we still have to suffer through the Olympics, even though we're watching the Winter Olympics and the U.S. team just sucks beyond suck. But we still watch the Olympics. It's still televised on the regular. I don't see anything about it, which just goes to show you that unless the U.S. team is involved in it, in soccer, nobody gives a crap. Nobody does. Look at what's going on down in Miami right now, right? Oh, Lionel Messi, he's the big time guy, right? No, he might be South Florida's newest sensation, But again, I'm not seeing, strong advertising for it. I'm not seeing, the needle move. I hear that the tickets on the secondary market are insane. And this dude scored what, like a goal in 7 straight games or something like that. I want Zava. I think, maybe Messi is better than Zava on the field. But again, nobody cares. I'd rather give me some Zava. Can Messi grow an avocado like Zava? I don't know if he can or not. I really don't. But I would rather sit and watch Zava. Bring back Ted Lasso. Give me more Ted Lasso. Give me less MLS. Give me less talk. I mean, there really isn't really that much talk about it. Even just go to ESPN.com. Just go look at it. It's all tucked away somewhere in a corner in like a very, very teeny tiny little wee line. Because why? Because nobody cares. Nobody cares about soccer. What does everybody care about? Everybody cares about football. Football drives the bus. We know football drives the bus. Football drives the bus. Football. That's an actual song written and performed by Justin Fensterman. And let's bring back an episode of the running backs and the restless, because I think that's probably moving the needle a whole lot more than anything else. This music always gets me. Let me cry. But let's talk about it here right now. Dalvin Cook signs with the Jets. For all you Jets fans out there who are complaining, you don't like it, why sign it? Shut up. You guys are idiots. Or girls, doesn't matter. Men or women who are against this signing of Dalvin Cook, you guys are just stupid. Like, what kind of Jets fans are you? Does it suck for fantasy? Yes, it sucks for fantasy. Breece Hall value, diminished. Dalvin Cook value, diminished. For the Jets, though, this is a huge 1-2 punch. This allows you to ease Breece Hall back into action. You don't have to worry about him taking on too much of a workload. I mean, the big fear is what? That he's Saquon Barkley's his leg again. And we don't want that. Yeah, Saquon Barkleying somebody's leg. That's actually, it's a new verb. You can look it up in the Webster's Dictionary. Oxford English Dictionary, they're still kind of wavering on it. But this is going to help the Jets in the best of ways. You give Dalvin Cook a nice, healthy chunk of yardage and carries and stuff like that, snaps early on in the season. And then sometime around week 6, week 7, maybe week 8, then you kind of flip the script a little bit. Breece Hall's had the chance to work himself into action. And then the Jets have this sick 1-2 punch. Maybe they even have some trade bait. If Breece Hall looks that amazing, maybe they trade Dalvin Cook to a team in dire need of a running back at that point. I don't know. We've got this great running back room, so the options are limitless. When was the last time the Jets had options this limitless? Nobody. And it's absolutely unbelievable to me. So I love the Dalvin Cook signing for the Jets. Yum, give me some. Let's have this running game be nice and supportive for our boy Aaron Rodgers, and go Jets. Jets, Jets. Now, our division rivals, the New England Patriots, they got into the action as well. Signing, there he is, Zeke Elliott. It's a very interesting situation here, and I'm not 100% sure of how I genuinely feel about it. I mean, I think as a Rhamondre Stevenson owner in fantasy, I'm like, this sucks. But for the same token, I don't really think that Zeke is going to be doing a whole lot to move the needle. Let's see what kind of shape he's in. Let's see what his legs look like. I know he can pass block, but you know what? So can Rhamondre Stevenson. I think this is a great backup plan right now for the for the New England Patriots to kind of keep themselves protected, to maybe be able to turn around and not overload Rhamondre Stevenson and keep him fresh for the entire season. That's kind of what I'm hoping for there. I've adjusted the cheat sheet over at fantasyalarm.com. I've adjusted my rankings. I actually just had a conversation with Britt Flynn. Yes, I still have Zeke at RB 45 in half point and full point PPR formats, because I don't know what he looks like in camp right now. And I know that if he's not, in tip-top shape and he's ready to go, and he picks up this offensive scheme the way he's supposed to, that Belichick's not going to tolerate anything. So before I start bumping him up too much, let's see what happens here first. So, listen, we've got a couple of weeks before the season starts. You got what, 3 weeks before the regular season begins? So I think there's time here still. I'm not going to overload with my drafts and take Ezekiel Elliott by any stretch of the imagination. More on the running backs and the restless here. There's still no Josh Jacobs in Las Vegas. I don't know what to do about this. Yes, he is definitely loathing Las Vegas at this point. You would have to be a flippin' idiot to turn down the franchise tender right now. Like, what are you doing? What? You don't want to be in camp right now because you had such a heavy workload last year and you know the team's going to run you into the ground? Maybe that's the case. Maybe you're a little concerned about that. But when you start seeing what other running backs are signing for right now, take your freaking money and enjoy it. All right? Run your ass off, use it as motivation, and then get a different contract next year. Right? If they want to turn around and try to franchise you again, well, then, then you got beef. But for right now, enough is enough. Sign your franchise tender, get your ass in camp. Why? Because none of us want to see Kareem Hunt anywhere. Kareem Hunt making those rounds still, right? Last he was in Minnesota. I mean, listen, I don't have any shares of Ty Chandler, so I don't really, I personally don't care if Kareem Hunt lands there in Minnesota, and I'm down on Alexander Madison anyway this year. So, to me, that's not an issue for that. And then in the realms of where in the world is? How about where in the world is Leonard Fournette? Obviously, this dude is so gassed and so done that nobody's talking about him. Nobody's interested. We heard that Kareem Hunt last year lost a step. That's what the front office in Cleveland was saying. And so maybe that's the same case here with Leonard Fournette. We're going to have to wait and see what happens. I still think Dallas needs somebody to run between the tackles, but maybe that's just me. Maybe Dallas has got full confidence in Malik Davis or that little itty bitty guy, Deuce Vaughn, who's actually living in my shirt pocket right now. Hey, Deuce. Hey, buddy. Looking good. He looks like Gazoo from the Flintstones, doesn't he? All right. I want to let's see. Adam, do we have our guest here? Is she here yet? I mean, I'm so anxious. I'm so excited.
She is on her way.
She is on her way. So here's what we're going to do. So Jen doesn't know what I've got planned for her. So I'm going to clue you guys into it. We have a generator here, and maybe you've seen this on some late night TV program. I don't know. I don't believe it's copyrighted. So we're going to have a little fun with this here. We've got a generator, and what it's going to do is it's going to spin. We're going to get a player name, and then we're going to spin it again, and we're going to get a musical genre. And Jen is, off the top of her head, going to have to sing about that player in that style of music. For those of you who have seen all the Fantasy Alarm stuff that we've done over the years, back when Jen was with us, Jenny Pipes was her nickname. And I'm super stoked about this because I think that this is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to sit down with her. We're going to talk with her. She's doing amazing work over at Sports Illustrated right now. She's doing baseball betting. She's doing baseball betting. She's doing football props, everything that you could possibly do. So, what I'm psyched about here, we'll get to all of that. We'll cross the T's and dot the I's and all that fun stuff there. But I like having a little fun first. So, all right. Well, I'm being told here by my illustrious producer, Adam Bernard. No, it's not time for the final five yet. Bum, 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 bum. But now you guys are getting a little preview right there of what the final five is going to be. Somebody get me Jenny Pipes. There she is. Hello, Jen.
Hey, what's going on, Howard?
Hey, what's going on with you? Not much.
It's been a while. I heard
it has been a little while, hasn't it?
You have shows with every other person but me. It's okay. I understand. I get to guess, though.
Well, you big timed us, man. You left me to go to Sports Illustrated, and while I would never begrudge a move like that because it's all about your career, and that's my philosophy is if you're on that trajectory, you ride that. Absolutely. So I'm super happy to have you here. Now, I was just kind of cluing in my audience as to what this is. Usually, Jen, I want to talk to you about articles you're writing, bets that you're
Mhm.
making, but you know that's not my style, right?
I had a feeling.
Did you?
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to NFL Player Song Mashup Roulette.
Okay.
Jen, here's what we're gonna do. I have a randomizer, and that randomizer is going to spit out a player name. All right, and then I'm gonna hit that randomizer again, and it's going to spit out a musical genre, and you have to sing for me about that player in that specific musical genre. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Do you want to take a moment? Do you want to think about it? You want to get a little zen?
No, I'm good.
Do you need a vocal warm up? Do you want some lemon water or anything like that?
Well, it is a little early for me, so this will not be full Jenny pipes. This will be like early morning.
Have some more.
Got my water.
Perfect. All right. Well, my illustrious producer Adam Bernard is going to spin that wheel. Let's get the player. Oh, it's like almost too easy there. This one's a setup. This is a setup. It says Dak Prescott. Are you ready to talk a little Dak Prescott? Yeah? All right. Well, here we go. Let me spin the wheel and see what musical genre you got to do it. Oh, we're going classic, Jen. 60s pop music. So if you want to doo-wop it, you certainly can, but Dak Prescott.
No, I got it.
60s pop music. Let me hear it.
This is easy. You ready? My quarterback's Dak, so you're gonna be in trouble.
Hey la, my QB's Dak.
And it's so to Gallup while CD's getting doubled.
Hey la, my QB's Dak.
You're gonna be sorry you were ever born.
Hey la.
Cause he's kind of big and he's awful strong. That's all I got.
Hey la, my QB's Dak. You are amazing. You are amazing.
Let's go.
Oh, all right, here we go. I'm spinning the wheel again. Oh, this one's landing on my boy, Nick Chubb. Think about it. Nick Chubb. I'm going to spin the wheel, see what music. You might want to tease your hair up for this one, Jenny Pipes. 80s rock music. Nick Chubb, 80s rock music.
Ooh, Chubb is gonna run away. Took the rock to the house on the first offensive play. Ooh, Chubb is gonna run away. You gotta try harder.
Oh my God, this is brilliant. This is brilliant. Are you guys all appreciating this? Look at everybody in the chat right now. They're loving on this. Jed, you are amazing. You are so amazing. I miss you so much. Spinning the wheel and getting another player. Chris Olave, wide receiver, New Orleans Saints. They're better. I don't want to hear this. Olave. Oh, I don't want that. So let's see what we got here. Spin the wheel for the genre. Okay, in your wheelhouse here, Broadway show tunes. Chris Olave, Broadway show tunes, Jen. Oh, are we going to stump you? Oh.
Okay, let's see how this goes. I see points are multiplying, and I'm losing control, 'cause the talent that he's supplying, it's electrifying. You better shape up, Cause I need that man. And to his route he must be true.
Must be true.
You better shape up.
Better shape up.
You better understand. Derek Carr, this falls on you.
Falls on you. It falls on you.
You're the one that I want. Oh, 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 the one that I want.
You are the one I want.
Oh, 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 Lolly, the one that I want. Oh, he's going deep for my stat sheet. That's all I get. That's it.
Oh my God. You folks in the chat room are going nuts over this is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. I want to do this the entire show right now. But I'm supposed to talk about some like sports stuff at some point or another. But man. All right. Can we do one more? Can I do one more, please?
Yeah, one more.
Do you want to take a little water? You want to take a little break?
Yeah,
You're all right?
Yeah. Hold on. I gotta recharge.
Scampers is like holy hell. El Tiburon is with wow. Oh my God, this is hysterical. Oh, this is turning into the best Getting Buzzed episode ever.
Well, this is actually vodka.
Oh, even better.
Makes it, easier.
You want me to pull some? I got some Jack Daniels back there. If you want to throw a little of the brown liquor in there. All right, one more. Here we go. In the wheel. Travis Kelce. All right. I mean, if there's anybody where that's a good subject matter, it's Travis Kelce. Spin the wheel for the genre. I don't know how you're going to do with this one. Country music. Now, that doesn't specify. It could be like old school classic country. It could be like new country rock, like, a little Carrie Underwood. But it's got to be about Travis Kelce right now.
Okay.
You ready?
Mm-hmm. You're still the one Pat throws to, though Taylor Swift ignored you. You're still the one whose end is tight. You're still the one. He is the number one tight end. Boom. Come on.
I love that. Are you kidding me? Oh, my God. Oh, I'm dying right now. Jen Piacenti.
I don't know. Imagine if it were like evening and I would really wail these out, but I don't want to disturb my neighbors. They'll be like, what is wrong with this woman?
Oh, God. I got to put you and Britt Flynn together. You guys need to cut a fantasy sports album. Oh, man.
Oh, but she's so much cooler than me. She can sing all the cool pop stuff. I'm just the cheesy Broadway girl.
I like my cheesy Broadway girl. What do you say? Don't you sell yourself short. All right. Game time's over. That was brilliant. Right. I'm telling you, that's going viral on the interwebs. That is definitely.
I would like to know what's everybody's favorite song.
Oh, out of that? Oh, yeah. Let's do that. I'll put a poll up on Twitter. Yep. I'll get a clip of this. I'll put a poll up on Twitter and we'll see which one everybody votes for.
What can people start humming? I want to know if any of these will stick, because we know Alexander Madison to Hamilton is sticky.
It is.
So
sticky.
What's going to stick?
It is sticky. Man, I feel like the Dak Prescott one was really, maybe it was because it was the first one. And it kind of took me off guard, like how easily you went into it, but. Oh, still the one from Mr. Scampers. He says that's the one that that he's voting for. So. All right, I'm gonna put a poll up. We're gonna clip this. We're gonna put a poll up there. We're gonna get everybody in there. Jen Piacenti, everybody. Oh my God, I've missed you so much. I had my producer Adam Bernard pull an old photo of you and I working together at the Fantasy Alarm. There we are.
Oh, good times.
Right.
Oh yeah. Where's your lasagna?
My little normal.
Yeah. So true.
Oh, God. For those of you who don't know, Jen's nickname in college was Nermal. She and I started working together, and, well, I'm fat and I love lasagna, and I'm grouchy on Mondays. So, Not like
it kind of was perfect. I changed in like all my fantasy sports apps. It's actually just a picture of normal now, like DraftKings, ESPN. It's just normal. That's just
your
because I'm
avatar.
usually playing against you.
Why was it normal? Was it the
Because I had
eyes
this,
and the
yeah, because I had this friend that would like, she'd go around and she'd be like, my special gift is I can tell everybody what animal, like Oliver is a seahorse and so-and-so is a dog. And and you'd look at it, you'd be like, oh, wow, that's really weird. Yeah, they are a seahorse. Like, how did you figure that out? And he's like, I know what you are. You're normal. I'm the only one that was like a fictional character, like a specific cartoon cat. Everybody else is just like a generic animal, but apparently there's specificity with a dumb cartoon cat.
destiny. It's destiny. Brought us together. It did. I mean, let's talk about it. Your journey has been amazing. I know you did the Women of Fantasy Football interview with Britt Flynn, and you kind of told everybody here. By the way, folks, it's at Jen Piacenti, JenPiacenti. You want to give her a follow on Twitter. But I mean, it's just I mean, on stage your whole life, you were an actress and a singer your whole life. You went to TCU. God, say Horned Frogs, whatever you gotta. Is it? Oh, it's this, right?
They shoot blood from their eyes.
This is Texas.
This is Texas.
Oh, that's Texas.
Sorry, this is Texas.
This is Hang Loose. This is I'm in Hawaii.
Hook 'em horns. I don't know. I didn't go there. Giga Maggie's.
Horn frogs.
Yeah.
And then how did you land in the fantasy sports world? Because I mean, you started with baseball, right?
Correct. So I started playing fantasy baseball when I lived in New York City, just because I thought it sounded like fun. And over the course of time, I met people in New York City. Like, you actually met somebody that came to one of my shows and wrote me some fan mail and then said, hey, do you want to join my fantasy baseball team? I'm like, you're probably a creeper. But I looked him up and he wasn't. He was like on the board of all these arts organizations. And it turns out this fantasy league he was in was like high stakes with all these hedge fund guys, auctioneer flown in, and that said auctioneer was Jason Collette, right? So I got to know Jason. Jason then invited me the next year to the Sirius XM studios to watch the Tout Wars drafts because I was obsessed with Tout Wars. Like, I was such a nerd. I still am. What's the difference? Except now I am a tout, so I'm a little less impressed because my tout team, let's not talk about that. And then I met Rick Wolf. And then I remember when Rick Wolf said, hey, we have a possible live stream opportunity if you want to do fantasy football with Howard Bender. And I knew who Howard Bender was because, like I said, I was like a stalker nerd of Tout Wars. So like, I was very nervous. They said, you're going to have an interview. I was like, oh, cramming, like, oh, football knowledge. Oh my gosh, I'm really more of a baseball person. Do I know football? And next thing you know, here we are.
It was like the easiest interview in the world, right? Like, didn't we shot like a half hour live stream, just you and me?
Yep.
And I think at the end of it, what did I say to you at the end of it?
You said, okay, you want the job? You're hired. And I was like, really? Yeah, it was great. I remember I told you that, I don't know, I was trying to just have something interesting to say. So I told you that Antonio Brown was just crazy enough that I had to have him on my fantasy team because I needed someone a little crazy.
Loved it. And then from there, I mean, it was amazing. And then Jen's career just went straight up. And then good old Sports Illustrated came a knocking. And listen, I think that, I mean, it's fantastic. I mean,
I'm very lucky.
I'm so happy, and like without like being condescending, I'm so proud of what you've done. I mean, it's amazing. Like, I
always want to tell women in the industry too, because I know that there's a lot about, women, and don't use it to your advantage. You're interesting just because you're a woman. That's it. Just because you're a woman, you're interesting. There's some other way you look at things or see things, and just see yourself as completely equal. Don't, you see yourself as completely equal to everyone. We all have the same capacity in our brains, but it is interesting what a woman brings to the table. So never, ever see it as a negative. And I was fortunate, maybe I was fortunate, but I always just like went to play with the guys because I thought I could and it was fun and I would have fun with them. And I never thought twice about the fact that I was a woman. And so it just kind of, it just kind of happened. So I always tell people like, try to just always stay positive and just play with everybody and have fun and make friends. And then it will just be natural. But what you have as a woman is it's just innate, and it's cool that you get to bring that to the table. It is not a disadvantage. It is 1,000 times over an advantage because it's interesting to listen to both men and women speak, and both men and women like to listen to both men and women. So
I mean, you do have to thicken up your skin, not you, Jen, but women in general, because
you do.
For lack of a better way to say it, there are tons of assholes out there.
There are.
And
no, I don't have an OnlyFans page. No, I'm not a complete idiot. I get all these too. I miss one bet and people come at me, and I'm like, I have a 63% winning thing and I can show you all my track bets, but you know what? I don't even respond. And I think I get less of it because I don't respond to it. So I don't know. Everybody has their own way. That's my way.
You can say it, man. You've got a fuck off attitude. I have no problem using the bad language here.
I just don't care. Like I don't. You're probably sitting in your grandma's basement right now. You think you're a keyboard warrior. I don't care. I just don't.
No, I hear you.
I'm the one that gets to be on, getting buzzed with Howard Bender. So you're probably just at home jealous.
Right? Just wondering why do I lose my fantasy leagues all the time? Ma, the meatloaf. You do have one specific troll though, who I do have to like kind of focus on because listen, I don't always engage trolls. Sometimes
I do have a few specific trolls actually.
What's that?
I do have a few specific trolls, actually.
You do have a few specific trolls. Let me see if I can find his Twitter handle right here. Yes, here we go. It's at Rick Piacenti. And this is seriously, it's at Rick Piacenti. It is one of my absolute favorite follows.
That is true.
Why is this one of my favorite follows? Jen, here's why this is one of my favorite follows here. I got some good stuff here. Good trolling stuff. What do we got? Oh yeah, there we go.
Oh my God.
There we go. Yep. Look at how cute and adorable she looks. Look at that. Wearing her smart glasses too. What's up with that shirt? Oh
my God.
A lover of animals.
Yeah, that's a baby pig.
Yeah, what is that? What's up with that pig there? Did you eat that pig eventually?
No, of course not. No, my aunt and uncle had a pig farm. And so when the piglets were there, I wanted to play with the piglets. Because who wouldn't want to play with a piglet? Hello. I thought I looked really cool, by the way. That was like my favorite shirt. And look how cool my hair was. I curled my bangs. Well, this is Muffin on the left. This is Muffin. I had the feather bangs there. I was always about bangs. Maybe I should get bangs again. You guys, should I get bangs?
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to put another poll up on Twitter. Should Jen Piacenti bring back bangs? What else we got? Lover of animals, all-star performer here. I'm sure we got more. Oh
God.
Well, she's quite the dancer.
Did you go to? Oh my God. Okay, yeah. So the left is a Surfing USA, 5th grade tap dance routine. Actually, I am a good tap dancer, or I was. On the right, that is Hello Dolly, which I did with Jay Peterman from Seinfeld. He was the star, along with Beth Level and some other Broadway people. So that was fun. That was a few years ago.
So nice. So I mean, listen, it's the easiest thing. Again, all you have to do is follow at Rick Piacenti. Oh, look at that.
Oh my God. I need this art. This is so cute. My dad sent this to me a few years ago, and I didn't even know this picture existed. But apparently, I'm a righty. And look at my dad with the pink bat.
Right. He said you got a wicked fastball. So
I do. That's true.
You do.
Yeah, that's true. Should see my slider too.
Do we have more? I think we do have more. We might. I don't know. I mean, no, I guess that's it. Oh.
Sleep now, keep now, my brother through. I've only just started
Acting the
to
drama.
believe how clearly, incredibly dearly, I love loving you.
Oh my God. I was 13.
I love your dad. I love your dad so much. And yeah, I just listen, just so that everybody knows this isn't like, something new. I just went to Rick Piacenti's Twitter timeline, and all of this and more is available to you.
You're right. That is my number one troll.
Oh, and it's the
He
best
is the
kind
troll
of
of all trolls. Yes. Thanks, Dad.
He's so proud of you. He loves you so much, and I love your dad so much just for that. So, but all right, fun time's over. Well, no, fun time's not over. But let's talk about work now, because some people might have tuned in here
for information.
Maybe talk to me about what you've got coming up here right now. You just had an article drop this morning. You got more stuff coming out, this week. Talk to me here about what's coming for you.
I got some baseball bets that'll come out for tomorrow. Kind of splitting my time right down between baseball and football. Of course, we are doing the final touches on the fantasy football draft kit over at si.com. Fabiano and I have been working really hard. Kyle Woods contributed, Craig Ellenport, Bill Enright. So we also are published in the Athlon magazine, which you can see in the background. A little bit outdated now because it is, we had to send to press months ago, but I have a cool article in there if you're interested on how to bet football, and also how to use player props to help determine some things about your fantasy team. And it's a multi-page. It's cool. It's fun. So check that out if you're at the Barnes & Noble. Pick one up in Athlon Sports. But yeah, otherwise, I mean, how it is, Howard. It's draft season. I'm doing a draft every day. I think we're in a draft together. I think tomorrow.
We are. I got the invite to the Sports Illustrated draft. Are you going to be on the broadcast tomorrow also on SiriusXM?
I'm not hosting it, but I'm sure I'll call in.
Okay. Right.
Trash talk or something.
Don't take my guys.
Okay, I won't take your guys unless one of your guys is like Chris Olave.
Oh, hey now. All right, let's talk about let's do some MLB bet talk here real quick, just because. Yeah. I mean, I guess the main question for you, being an Astros fan, they pick up Justin Verlander. Team's hitting real well right now. Are the Astros winning at all?
So my gut says no. And the main reason why is because of one Mr. Dusty Baker. I get so frustrated at what he's doing with the lineup, just over tinkering and, not using our best hitting catcher and just moving around the lineup so they can't get locked in and solid. So I'm frustrated with that. And I think that's been a problem. Also, our pitching has not been solid. It is improved with Justin Verlander for sure. And it's nice that we added Kendall Graveman, who we know is a good fit with the team. I thought it was very interesting, the article that came out in the Post about how they saw Justin Verlander in New York, et cetera, et cetera. Just kind of proving some personalities are fits for some teams and not for others. So I think Verlander's a good thing in Houston that just works. And that is a big boost. But I don't think they're going to go. First of all, it's tough to go back to back. I mean, Yankees have done it, but it's been a while. It's been a long time since a team has gone back to back. And so I just don't see it. I think right now, what are they, the second? Are they the favorites right now? It changes kind of every day.
Yeah,
I think they're the favorites for the AL West right now.
I haven't looked because I had to tear up all my Yankees tickets.
Dependent. You definitely, the Yankees are, I'm so sorry.
It's all right. So where is your money then for the playoffs then? What who are the teams that you're
probably on the Braves. I mean, like, it's not great value, but you're still getting 2-1. And the Braves are they're just so good. However, my favorite long shot bet, and again, this is long shot bet, but if you're doing futures, like, are you really going to tie up your bankroll for a 2-1 payout? What's the point? Just bragging rights, I guess. But really, how smart are you if they're only giving you 2-1? It's this far into the season. If you want to go crazy, it's plus 3,500 for the Reds. Because they're getting Hunter Green back. They'll get Nick Lodolo back. This young team, and again, this is all about clicking at the right time, but, think 2019 Washington Nationals, right? That's the thing about the playoffs. It's all about pathway. If you get hot at the right time, and this is the kind of team that is just young enough that they don't know that they're not supposed to win, right? Like, I feel like their inexperience almost helps. If I was going to take a really long shot bet, a futures bet, it would be the Reds. I do think the Astros have a good shot. I think the Rangers have a great shot.
I've been in on them for sure.
Look, we shouldn't disrespect them anymore. They've done everything right. So it's time to take them seriously. The Rays, I don't think they're going to make it. The Orioles are very interesting, but the Astros have already proven they're a better team. So again, it's kind of like that pathway, right? It's like the Yankees were really great the last couple of years, but for whatever reason, the Astros were their kryptonite. And unfortunately, you have to get through the Astros. I think Rangers can get through the Astros. I think they can this year. And so I think there should be some respect put on the Rangers, even though I don't really like them. They're good.
I mean, yes, they're a division rival of your Astros, but I mean, I know you said throw some sprinkle a little something on the Reds, but fandom wise, are you an AL gal, or are you saying I'll just pick a different team? Like, I always, if the Yankees are going to lose to a team in the playoffs, not that they're making the playoffs this year, but when they do lose to a team in the playoffs, I usually root for that team to win the whole thing.
I do too, because I want to know that the team that won the World Series is the only team that we would have lost to. Like, in my mind, that makes me feel better. Okay, well, at least my league won it all. So yes, right. I would root, like, if it was Rangers, Braves, I'd be rooting for the Rangers. We'd be rooting for the Braves. But I just do think that this Braves team is going to be really tough to top. And they've done it recently. And they have a lot of players there with that experience. And as the Astros have proven, that experience goes a long way. It's the same problem with the Jays and the Padres. Every year in preseason, this is the Jays. They got all the talent. This is their year. They're still very good. They choke in the playoffs. They choke. They just don't have that thing. Padres, same thing. I made a prediction on SiriusXM. And I said, the Padres are going to be the new Mets. They're going to be this team. Not kind of the Mets are their new Mets again. I'm sorry. But like they spent all this money on the team and they got all these flashy players and they should be good. Everything about them should be good. And they just don't. They just can't. So I did not put any money on the Padres anywhere, even though on paper, this team wins the World Series. I mean, look, you got Blake Snell out there. No one can hit him. Yeah. You got Juan Soto. You got Fernando Tatis. I mean, I don't have to tell you. That is just an epic failure to me, the San Diego Padres.
Yeah. Well, listen, I consider the Mets an epic failure too. I mean, how many times do you have to listen to Met fans talk about how, we got an owner now who's willing to spend the money?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that you're putting together a winning ball club by any.
Yeah, I mean, there's something intangible, I guess, in the clubhouse, and I think that would be really interesting to research. Like, what is it about the Braves organization? What is it about the Astros organization? What is it about the Dodgers organization, who are reviled? A lot of these people are hated by other organizations, but once you get in there, apparently the guys themselves, they have a camaraderie or they have a winning attitude, or there's something about it that does it start at the top? Do they need to, is it Cashman? I mean, Astros have changed general managers multiple times, obviously the firing.
They fired their GM after winning the World Series.
Correct.
I mean, what does that tell you?
And they went to Dana Brown and they're still like the favorites to win the World Series.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
No doubt. All right, so, kind of running a little short on time here, which bums me out because I want to sit here and just spend hours and hours with you. How about throwing us a couple of football people that you're looking at this this season. You just kind of mentioned a little Chris Olave, so obviously that's one of your boys this year.
Do you like Chris Olave? I think we're still getting decent value. I think the most interesting thing about him is that he had his 14.17 ADOT was first among receivers with 100 targets or more. And now you're bringing Derek Carr in, who statistically had a terrible season last year, but he was still great with the deep ball. And we saw even that manifest with Devontae Adams, right? Devontae Adams still had an incredible season, but it's because he had the largest ADOT of his career because Derek Carr constantly had to air it out and he was making these hero catches. So put that with Chris Olave and, the argument is, oh, but what about Michael Thomas? And I just oh, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Like Michael Thomas will be there in 4 weeks. Suddenly with the
yeah.
So if Olave's receiving yards prop is 1,050.5, are you smashing that over?
Over. I mean, he got there last season, basically right at that. So, and he was a rookie. So I see that happening again. I mean, it seems easy that he'll go over, 1,050 yards, 1,100 yards easy. It's probably more like 12 to 14 in my mind. I think he's going to have a big year. And then there's the late guys I like. One of my favorite late guys is actually DJ Chark. He's going oh yeah, he's going undrafted. Okay. But when you're in those late rounds, you're taking that high upside shot. I understand that he hasn't had a 1,000-yard season since 2019. He hasn't been on the field. He's had health issues. But when he has been on the field, he's been explosive. He's made those big plays. He's been amazing. So he has a clear pathway to be a wide receiver one. I'm not sure there are any other guys that late in the draft with a clear enough pathway and a clear enough ceiling to take a shot. So he's probably my favorite really late round target. It's just, I don't know. And it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. It costs you nothing. If he's terrible, he gets injured, maybe it's Adam Thielen. But come on. Chark, it's got to be Chark.
Anybody else that you want to throw into our radar?
Jerick McKinnon is someone that you should look at late round in PPR leagues. I think people should remember that 9 of his 10 touchdowns came in the final 6 games of last season. And when we look at that receiving room for Kansas City, it's like, oh, well, who's he going to throw to? Well, Jerick McKinnon, think of him as a receiver. Look, I don't think, you would not do this in a standard league. This is not a standard league play. But in a PPR play, he's going to get a lot of catches. He took over all those Mecole Hardman targets when he left. Mecole Hardman is gone now. Okay. So this is someone, again, you can get for free if you're doing the 0 RB strategy. And then another wide receiver I really like is Cortland Sutton. And
yes,
it blows my mind that his receiving yards prop is set at only 700.5 after he had over 800 yards last season. So what? You think Russell Wilson's going to get worse, or you think Jerry Jeudy will be that much better? I don't see it. Interesting stats. Sutton had 21.4% of the team's target share. Jeudy had 19.4. Okay. He saw 38% of the team's air yards. Jeudy saw 32. He also was the first read for Wilson 31% of the time last year, but only 72.5% of Sutton's targets are catchable. That ranks 71st in the NFL. So if we're buying into Sean Payton and the fact that he can help Russ have, a better season, that he can use his strengths more moving in and out of the pocket, give him safety. Russ was still ranked number 7 overall as far as deep ball passing, according to Next Gen Stats. So this says to me, I know we've heard this before, but 700.5 yards and where he's going in drafts, come on. I still think Jerry Jeudy will be awesome too. I think they'll both be good. But Tim Patrick's gone. KJ Hamler has health issues. I mean,
it's the X receiver in a Joe Lombardi offense, like Marquez Colston, Michael Thomas, Mike Williams. We've seen over and over and over again that it's a position that gets forced targets in this scheme. So I am with you a million times over. Jen, I can't thank you enough for joining us today. I've had an absolute blast with you. I miss you so much that, we're going to have to find other ways to collaborate because you are just an unbelievable person. I do. I love you so much. I really do. You're awesome. You're so awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much again. At Jen Piacenti on the old Twitter machine. Give her a follow. Go check out everything that she does over at Sports Illustrated. It is unbelievable. Bye, Jen. All right, well, we're going to wrap up today's show here with my final 5, as we always do. It's the 5 worst and most overused catchphrases from TVs and movies right now. So let's bring it in here. Number 5, throwback to the 80s. Ah, there it is. Throwback to the 80s. Urkel. One more time there. Can we do that one more time?
Can I do that?
Yeah, that's definitely number 5. Coming in at number 4, we go to
How you doing?
Joey Tribbiani from Friends. Again, if I hear one more person sit there and imitate that, I am going to go out of my mind. Number 3, most annoying catchphrase overused is "I'm the king of the world!" Thank you, Jack in Titanic. You throw any idiot onto a boat and he stands at the bow and he does that, and it's ridiculous. Number 4 coming back is
I'll be back.
I don't need you to say it every time you leave the room, people. I don't need you to say it, and I don't need your Arnold Schwarzenegger impression. It's really not that good. And then, of course, the number 1 most overused TV movie catchphrase is
That's what she said.
It can still be funny at times, but man, do people overuse that. Unbelievable. Michael Scott with a "That's What She Said." And that's what we've said here on the show. I thank all of you guys for hanging out in the chat. I thank Jen Piacenti. I thank the most amazing producer in the world, Adam Bernard. Appreciate everybody for joining us here on Getting Buzz. We'll be back again next week with yet another special guest. So I'm Howard Bender from Fantasy Alarm. We'll catch you next time.